2 years ago, July 7th, 2019, I shared my first Sunday with you here at St. John the Divine in Squamish. This is my first parish, and I had only been ordained for all of 2 weeks before. So I was, I hope, understandably nervous. In some ways, this has been my curacy or apprenticeship, but it has been unusual in that I have been the apprentice in charge and not serving under a more experienced priest. And I didn't feel I had all the tools in the toolkit that I needed to do it. However, the gospel reading for the day, as it so often is, was perfect. I couldn't have chosen one that was more appropriate. It was part of the 11th chapter of Luke, the sending of the 70. Coincidentally, we have been blessed with another version of the story from the book of Mark today on this anniversary. We read today the sending of the 12, which, like the story from Luke, involves Jesus releasing his disciples 2 by 2 into the world to proclaim good news, to heal and teach. And interestingly, Jesus tells his followers not to bring anything with them. No bread, no bag, no money in their belts, but to wear sandals and not to put on 2 tunics. And 2 years ago, I took comfort that one might not need all you think you need, not actually all that much to follow Jesus. I hope that we may continue to take this to heart, that we may continue to hear this and be comforted and encouraged in our own ministry and discipleship. We are not too small. We are not too few. We are not lacking anything to love God and our neighbor as church. We already have everything we need to proclaim the good news, heal, comfort, serve, and follow Jesus in this place. Anything we think is to the contrary, I believe, are the limitations that we put on ourselves rather than what God puts on us. And this truth has been made abundantly clear to me in the past 2 years. Despite a pandemic for the majority of that period, I am blown away with what has happened at St. John's, what we have accomplished, what the Spirit has been up to in and through us. It is more than I could have possibly asked or imagined. It hit me particularly hard when I had the privilege of gathering for some visioning with our amazing parish council last Sunday. As part of our time together, we made a list of all that St. John's has been up to during and before the pandemic. It was amazing, quite an impressive list for a little church. All possible because of God's help, because I believe we have continued to step out in faith, sent by Jesus in the power of the Spirit. I also took comfort 2 years ago from the story, as I do today, in that we are not sent out into the world on our own. Jesus sent his disciples out 2 by 2, very Noah Ark of him. And that is something that I continue to give thanks for to this day. I am not alone. We are not alone. It is truly a gift to be sent out to follow Jesus with you as part of this community of St. John the Divine. You are good companions on the way. However, there was something new that struck me this year in this reading, something that I think is important for us as parish council visions, as we all look, hope, pray, and plan for the coming months and years of our life, ministry, and presence together in this place. The thing that struck me in the story is that we will fail. We will fail in big ways and small ways, because even Jesus was not welcome, not wildly successful in his hometown. And as he sent out the 12 to do their work, prepared them to fail too. If anyone does not welcome you, he said, shake the dust off your sandals and move on. This is often read as a cursing. However, I think it can also be considered to be a profound and important spiritual discipline, shaking it off when things don't go as planned and being able to keep on going. I am excited to be here with you. I am excited for what comes next for us at St. John the Divine. I can't wait to see what God has in store for us, how God will use us to serve and pray and love the world even more deeply than we could ever have imagined. As we walk on, remember we have everything we need. Remember we do not go in alone. Remember we will fail, but that we have the power to shake it off and keep on going. Remember that it is God's Spirit animating us, God's voice calling us, urging us forward, God's help through which all that we do comes into being. Thanks be to God.